Hello, this guy, that guy, nation. Another episode coming up. It's been a while, Joe. How are you doing today?
Oh, Anthony, it is time for This Guy, That Guy Nation. It has been a while. We have been on vacation. We have taken time off. We're in the midst of the heat of summer and not much baseball going on, but boy, do we have a lot to talk about.
Well, you say summer, but I say, we've had a lot of cool days here. It's the end of July, and we should be having hundreds, and we only have 85s and low 90s. So,
well, this is a guy that just got back from Michigan, and it was 58 degrees, and it was a high of 70 during the day, and it was on a great lake, and the wind was blowing. So, I got to tell you, this is like summer coming back here.
You're right.
For me.
For you.
For me. So, what are some things that you want to talk about?
Well, let's go over your vacation here. We got some vacation
right.
stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a show about you today because you were the one gone for almost 2.5 weeks, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
You took a nice vacation.
I did.
Good for you. Well,
I did.
Much earned.
Yeah.
And,
well, I gotta tell you, we did something old school. My wife obviously couldn't go the first week, so the two boys and myself, we took a road trip.
There you go.
And we got in the car and we took off, and we were driving to northern Michigan, and it's around a 24-hour drive.
Okay.
So
Now,
we broke it up.
Is this in the minivan, or what is this in?
No, we took my wife's Highlander.
Oh, okay.
We took the Highlander. The van stayed home, and it was a good trip. We obviously had the cooler and snacks, so we didn't have to stop only but for fuel. So
there you go. So did you have your Father's Day gift in there? That pretty blue Yeti?
No, it was too big. We took the other one with the antlers, but it worked out perfect because we would get ice at the motels we stopped at, and obviously it wasn't 105 degrees, so the ice never melted the whole time that we were there because it was so cool. And when we finally get to our destination and we're getting out of the car to go greet the family, my son, the oldest one, says, "Dad, I didn't bring clothes for this cold of temperatures."
Gotcha.
And it's now, it was 57 degrees and the wind's blowing, and he's looking at me like, this is insanity. I said,
that guy is like, I need to go buy some sweats.
I'm like, no, you have them at home, but you didn't bring them. You didn't bring them. No.
Well, I get you, but
no, you're not prepared.
Gotcha.
If you're not prepared.
Did anybody tell the youngster that it was going to be 58 degrees?
Oh yeah, he was told.
By who? I mean,
by his dad.
I just got to ask.
By his dad.
I
told
just couldn't
him.
confirm. Now, did you have a recording of this, or was it?
No, I have no proof.
Was there a signature, acknowledgement?
No, he didn't sign a contract that he was going to the Great White North. I mean, where it's icy and cold and above the 45th parallel.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, he was clueless. I mean, he hadn't been there in a while, I guess, and that's my failure on that part. But I told him to pack his bag and what he needed to take.
Now, this is the same child, I think, that you and I spoke about probably like 2 years ago that said, I think I want to move there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You told,
This is the same.
We put the same kibosh then because, hey, you're not going to shovel snow in 6 months.
No, but he does the same. He does the same thing because like the next day we get up and we're hanging out there and it's nice out, and he's like, I really like this. I could be here. I could be in this small town. Look at what you can do in this small town, Dad. I said, I understand that.
You live in a small town. It's called Keller.
Exactly. You need to narrow the perimeters of your life here in Keller.
There you go.
Don't look at it as the metroplex of Fort Worth, Dallas. It's just Keller. And so he's telling me all about how he wants to stay there and he wants to learn how to drive. So we did do some driving lessons.
This is the same kid that drove over here
a couple
4 weeks ago, and when he showed up, he was white as the freaking door.
Oh, that's right,
You know what I mean?
had
he
him
was
out.
pale white. I thought he was sick.
because he didn't believe me when I backed out. He didn't believe me. He says, "There's no way, Dad, that you're going to let me drive." I said, "Just drive. Go over
Right,
to Anthony's. You know how to get there. We're
Yeah.
going to just drive."
Yeah. And our
So-
town's small enough where we can have a child drive. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
well, apparently there are some people that frown upon.
I can guarantee you they're of a female gender.
Yeah, it was.
If that's how you say that. Yes. That,
Yeah, they were not too excited to find out that their little boy was out driving, over to Anthony's house. But it got better because we went to
a field of hope.
Oh no, we drove. I had him drive us home from. We were 4th of July, some fireworks. I had him drive home from some people's house over to my parents' house at night.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations.
So he did a night drive, unexpected. But I also I had my lovely wife with me, and
Oh, okay.
so she sat in the back, and she was. Now, mind you, this is the same one that kind of drew the line in the sand about driving over here during the
Yeah.
day. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Can you imagine what it was going to be like when we did it at night?
And you got your wife in the back, so she's probably going to be coaching from the back.
Well, no, she had a little liquid courage, so she
Oh,
was
there we
just
go.
like,
I
let's
like
just
it.
go.
There we go.
Let's just go for this.
I
So
love when you have that prior.
Yeah, and he drove perfectly right back to his grandparents' house, and he pulled up and parked, and that was really the end of the discussion till the next day. And because the joke was the rest of the time that we were there, he says, you don't mind if I drive. Well, his days of driving free reign were over. He had to go over to some parking lots, and his uncles and his cousins took them over, and they did parallel parking, and they did all kinds of wonderful things to get
Congratulations.
him to do this thing. So the next thing I figured that I would do is, because how I was taught is on gravel roads.
Oh, interesting.
So I took him out, and we did some gravel roads, and I had him drive back into town, but that's something that we won't go into, because he did break the boundaries on where he was supposed to go, but that's between us. But all in all, he did great. I think he's on the right path to learning how to drive. His next big adventure next year, when he does get his permit, because by the way, he does not have a permit to do any of this. So,
Yeah, right.
and that's becoming a pattern.
Particular point?
A pattern in our lives.
There you go.
And I was talking to someone this evening, and they brought up the fact that there is some sort of parallel to the.
Well, let me. So I have a friend in San Diego, and he owns a home in Mexico, and he would take his boys. One of his boys is the same age as my oldest, and then the other one is younger. So I would say, at this time when he was doing it, that boy was probably 10 or 11 years old.
Okay.
And in Mexico, there was a big old field. It's a dirt field, and he would let his child drive. 11
Okay.
years old, and the child was extremely smart, and he would say, "It is great being in the land of lawlessness."
Well, I gotta tell you,
That's going to parlay into what we were just
I
saying.
gotta say, I think that's a motto that's landed onto that guy's his household. I mean, we do have some. I didn't realize after you started bringing up all of these stories and you started numbering them off. There's a pattern happening here.
Yes, I'm not trying to point out anybody's, let's say, wrongdoings or the way they live their life. I don't care, but we are building up a pattern of not being a law-abiding citizen.
Not quite.
Let's say.
Yeah. We're skirting the edge.
Yes,
We're
you're
skirting the edge.
You know what I mean? We can go through what we didn't pay our tags for 3 years.
Yes, that was one of them.
That was one of them, right?
But I got caught up on that.
Yes, you did. Congratulations. Matter of fact, I thought of you on Monday. I was at home driving from Home Depot back to the office. I had to go buy some stuff, and there was a car in front of me with California license plates on it, and their tags were from August 21.
Yes.
And
I can't believe it.
me either, because that poor sap, this is not Texas.
Well, they're not going to let him off.
No, they're not going to let him off. and there's going to be a boatload of penalties. I told you probably within the first month of you being late, your tag fees double, if not triple.
Oh.
And now he's going to have to go pay 3 years worth.
I just paid $10.
We live in a great state.
Yeah, we do. I paid. I was a scofflaw for 3 years.
Yes.
And the fine would have probably been tremendous, but I paid $10.
$10.
$10.
And
not even a ticket. $10.
You're harboring a fugitive.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
So
there was a felon.
There's
There's
crime.
the felon that he bought the car and he didn't like his picture taken because he was
felon.
He's a felon, but he was never convicted.
Never convicted.
But he did leave the truck in the driveway for several days until they came and got it.
And then on your vacation, you go to a theme park.
Hey, it's
closed.
No, it wasn't closed.
But the gate had a lock on it that was not locked.
That's
so
not
you
true.
just moved the lock and helped yourself. Went and turned the freaking little theme park.
No, you're exaggerating this whole thing. Okay. What happened was,
go ahead.
We were invited out to this place that it's not.
We need to clarify. No, that's okay. But you can't. You're not going to skirt the vision here. Who are you invited by? It's not like you're invited by the owners.
No, I was not. I was invited by my parents.
There you
to meet
go.
them
Okay,
out there.
so
this was built back in the late '60s, early '70s, and the gentleman had a vision.
Yes.
Of about building these T-Rexes and dinosaurs and things of that nature. Now, obviously, they're not like the ones from Jurassic Park that were electric and
animatronic.
Yes, they were not that. These are just concrete statues that this guy made out of rebar and concrete, and he painted them. But they're life size. They're big, and he's got them in a path that you walk in the forest, this great big pine forest, and you're wandering around, and he's added music to it. And it's an interesting place, but it's nothing like what you were in. So as I pulled up, I was getting out of the car and I had a bunch of kids with me because we were going to see it. And I look over this fence and I see my parents and they're waving.
They're on the inside of the theme park.
They were on the inside of the park.
Yes, already.
And there was a gate there.
Gotcha.
And it did say no trespassing.
Gotcha.
But the gate was somewhat opened.
A crack.
So it was bigger than that. But we went through.
Okay. No one was taking tickets, okay?
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
So I went inside. And of course my wonderful mother says, "Oh, your boys are over there, they're playing miniature golf." I said, "That's fantastic." And then we decided that we were going to go walk through the park. We're walking through the wilderness.
Through the theme park.
Through it all. And now, mind you, it is not like going to Walt Disney World or going to Cedar Point or going to Six Flags. This is in the forest.
Yes.
Where all God's creatures are. And the mosquitoes are the size of a silver
It's very possible the owners have like 3 teeth and they really could use the money of everybody entering.
Yeah, absolutely, they could have. But it's amazing because when we were little kids, we would go there, and it was pretty run down.
It didn't have a gate back then, probably.
It did not. It didn't have a gate. It didn't even have really a driveway. It was just kind of off the road. It was kind of like those mystery spots when you're driving on Route 66. Stop in here and get this. Waldrug, South Dakota. Come in here, and you see billboards for miles and miles. This is what it's like.
Gotcha.
It's just never gotten out of time. So anyhow, getting back to this thing. So we go do the whole thing. We wander around the whole thing. We come back. And I see, they got a store.
And now the employees have arrived, and the theme park is staffed.
Yeah, there's people inside the building.
Gotcha.
So we went around the front, and we went inside, and the lady says, "Welcome to Dinosaur Gardens. Would you like to take the tour?"
Oh.
And I said, well, and she says, "No, it costs X amount of dollars."
Right. $20 a person.
I don't know
$10 a
what it
person.
was. I didn't go that far. I didn't ask.
There was no sign. Gotcha.
Well, I just was frozen because I realized that we kind of went through the gate,
Yes.
and then we went and did it, and then we came back, and then
And now you want to
oh, hey, by the way, and I'm like, okay, well, no, and I said, I'm here just to buy a gift for a friend.
Sure. Yeah, you're going to buy a shirt.
I did, yeah. So I had this brilliant idea. So I went through all these tank tops because you're a tank top guy.
Yeah,
so
I am.
I had this huge plan. I was going to get this this tank top, and I was going to have you put it on, and you were supposed to wear it because I wanted to be your guy. I wanted to be the guy that gets you a shirt.
Appreciate that.
Because you've got a guy that at your high end place. What was it called?
Nordstrom's.
Nordstrom's, yeah. So I wanted to be that guy, but I wanted to be the redneck hillbilly that just kind of brought you something from like a mystery spot.
Sure.
So I figured that would cover for all of the people that went to the thing.
Buying one T-shirt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I bought this T-shirt.
You're doing them a favor by
Yeah, I did. I totally did.
Because they
So-
get 7 visitors a year, and they have 30 T-shirts.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I got this T-shirt, and I deliberately got the specific one, and it was fantastic.
It was.
And it was going
Perfect color.
It was.
Yes.
And it also was going to be the greatest prank ever.
Right.
But you have a guardian angel.
I sure do. I always tell them, I have people that look out for me.
Yeah, so why don't you tell them what your people did?
So
They ruined it.
Yes.
They ruined the whole thing.
I put the shirt on,
And it looked great.
My people said, that shirt is not for men, it's for women by the way it's cut, so you can't wear it. I said, oh. So he tried to bamboozle me, and he got caught.
Well,
so
it's cut-
I'm not wearing it.
it's
That's why
cut-
I'm going to wear a T-shirt.
It was cut for breasts.
Breastises.
Yes. And
Yes.
so the guy, now he freaks out and rips it off.
Yes.
Totally destroyed the whole plan because I wanted to tell him, did you know you're wearing a female shirt?
Right. But I'm not.
But now I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not. I'm wearing a men's V-neck T-shirt.
Absolutely.
That I wear my polo
I
to
totally
work.
understand.
Gotcha.
Yep. So they got me, but I did pay for the shirt. I didn't walk out with it. So that was one of our experiences that we went and did.
that
and
was
then
good.
yeah. So we
That was
we
fun.
also went to Mackinac Island.
Excuse me.
We went to Mackinac Island,
Okay.
and that's an island in Michigan. It's in the you do the mitten. You know how they do the mitten for Michigan. There's
No, I don't.
Okay, well you're from California because that's all like this. So
Sure.
Michigan is here. So you have the Detroit area is here, and then up here there's an Upper Peninsula. Okay, so the trolls live here, and the Yoopers live in the Upper Peninsula.
Okay.
So there's a little island where the bridge is.
Now you know where the island is, right? That's in the middle of water with nothing with water surrounding it.
Correct.
Right? No dirt.
No.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's where Lake Michigan and Lake Huron meet.
Gotcha.
It's the only place where the two Great Lakes meet. So we went to this island. It's absolutely beautiful. You'll have to look up pictures, but so
You
we
got
went.
pictures, I hope.
Yeah, I took pictures. Of course I did. So we went up and did this thing, and of course, 2 people wanted to ride bikes, and the other 2 wanted to walk. So I was a walker. I didn't want to ride bikes because there's horses running all over the place. There's people riding bikes all over the place, and it's kind of a madhouse.
Gotcha.
Okay, it's another mystery spot. It's where you buy Mackinac Island fudge, and there's no cars on this place. It's all horses, horse-drawn carriage, or bicycles. That's
Yeah,
what they got.
What is it, Amish?
Oh no, it's not Amish.
Okay.
That's just the rule. They have rules. You can't have motorized vehicles. It's just bikes, and electric bikes are eligible, but only by the employees. So all the people that work there have an electric bike because they have lots of traveling that they have to do back and forth. So, anyways, we went and hung out up there, but there's this fort there, Fort Mackinac, and it was back in the days of the French and Indian Wars, so there was a fort there. And at the latest that fort was operated was during World War II. They actually kept German soldiers there that had information, so they took them out to this island and they imprisoned them there because they were a long ways from home, and they were also to get information, and I guess it worked well, but when the war ended, they were just sent home. But that was the last time that the fort was ever really in operation. Now it's just a historical, federal, historical, and state site where you can go and check things out. So,
Well, very nice.
yeah, so we did that, but there's a lot more to cover on a vacation. So, but we did meet your friend over this weekend. Your
You
friend,
met friend. Oh, you met Tom.
And
Tom was in town.
yeah, Tom is
Well, you jumped from your whole vacation all the way to this weekend.
Oh, well, because I think that I have other stories of the vacation that we could use for another time. And
Okay, well, that's
because
fine.
there's the one that I want to talk about is I'll just use it as a teaser. It has a lot to do with Uranus, so
Right.
and I don't really want to go there right now. So we'll use
Sure.
that as a tease. They
Yes.
call that a tease.
Sure.
Okay, so
It's a pet peeve of mine. I hate when people do teases on radio shows
Yeah,
now
I know.
because, they always try to tease you. Say, in 10 minutes, we'll tell you about this story about the concert, right?
Yeah.
They do that. And it's
Yeah.
like, I can just Google it. I don't need to
Yeah.
wait the 10 minutes, okay?
Well,
there should be no more radio teases or nothing. People can just Google it and find out.
well, I'm telling you that this
Now,
is
they can't Google this because,
Yeah, they can. There's a website and a place that they can go look and they can order stuff.
well, okay.
So
But they don't know your part of the story. But okay.
No, if
Yes.
you all right, I'll do this.
No, that's fine. Now we're moving on for
No,
Tom,
I don't. God forbid. I would not want to.
So here we
I
go.
don't want to
No.
offend anyone.
So I call you up, and I tell you I'm having pool problems.
Yeah.
You come over and help me. The 2 days prior and the night before prior, I was having flu in the butt,
Oh yeah.
and but I was over it. I was done. My flu. I took Imodium, and it worked out great.
That's just-
like freaking just a champ. So I was good to go. I was back at work and everything. I call you that night and say, hey, I'm having pool problems. You want to come help me diagnose this?
And as a good friend, what did I do?
Yeah, you came over.
I raced over
You
here
did.
in
I don't know if you raced.
seconds.
I don't know if you raced, but
It was seconds. I was on it like Johnny on the spot. I came
it
here
was
as fast
fast.
as I could.
there you go. So you come over and we look at
And
the
mind
pool.
you, before just excuse, I don't have a clue what the hell I'm doing.
No, I know.
I
No, I knew that. I'm not calling you.
I'm not a pool guy.
No.
I have a person that does that.
I don't think
but
anybody's
I
a pool guy.
But I came over and I can think it through.
Sure.
So we did that. So
Yes.
a disclaimer is, I don't know what I'm doing. But I came over for moral support.
Right. There we go.
So, and I hadn't seen you in a while.
That's right.
So
That's
you
why
gave me a great big hug, right?
Yeah.
So let's get to that.
So I gave you a hug.
You
Good to
hugged
see
me.
you. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let's go look at the pool.
Yep.
We look at the pool. We diagnose it. We find out we have to order a part. The part's a week and a half away. La da 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 da. Okay. The next day we're supposed to go out. My buddy has arrived from San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
We had plans to go out to Ojos Locos.
Yep. And I'm excited.
In Dallas. It's a new bar. It's not a new bar, but it's a new bar for us because it's in Dallas. But we had to go to Lovefield to pick him up anyways. I get to the time of day where I'm like, okay, I'm on my way to pick you up. Please be ready because we're on a tight schedule. We got to drive to Dallas and meet a plane.
Yep.
And what did you
Not going to
tell
happen.
me?
I said, you poisoned me. You hugged me, and whatever it is that you had on your body, I don't have any idea because I was in dire straits. It's as if a demon had invaded my soul, sir, and I was on vacation.
Listen.
And I sat on the crapper. Thank God I had a bidet.
Sure.
Because there's things that I got rid of. I got rid of weight.
Yes.
I got rid of water.
Now,
And I'm cursing you.
I don't know why you're cursing me because
I was afraid.
I was already over it. There's no way that you can get it. There's an incubation period for medical people. It's like before, but when
No.
you're on the tail end of something, that means it's gone.
You gave it to me. I sat there in
This
agony.
isn't a government disease like COVID.
Well, you did something because I was in agony. Razor blade agony. It was horrible.
Well, that's what I was doing.
And you're saying, well, just take something.
Imodium.
Take Imodium AD
There you
and you'll
go.
be fine. And I said, I'm afraid you could put a cork in it And I still would be terrified. And then I would be some joke the whole night we're out because I'm in some strange restroom at some strange place praying to God. And all I could think of is, oh my God, here comes people. It was bad enough. It was bad enough that I had to take my son to go get his eyes checked. And my wife was working. She was busy.
Sure.
And I'm praying to the good Lord that I can make it. Because I am inches away from the toilet. So
Yeah.
I went.
I gotta hear the
him.
story.
I took him.
You took the boy to get his eyes checked.
I did. During the crisis of my body that was rejecting
there
me.
you go, right?
Do you not
No,
understand?
no, trust me.
It was bad.
I knew.
So I get there, and he goes in, and we sit there, and the lady comes in. She does her little check, and all the tech comes in, blah blah blah, and she says, "I got to take him over to this one room, and they got to do the pressure test on his eyes." And I said,
yeah.
"I'm going to wait here," and I'm sweating
Yes.
because
Oh, yeah.
I got to use the bathroom.
And you had hot sauce.
I had to use the bathroom.
Gotcha.
It was bad. So
It's like
He
something
goes-
about Mary.
he goes in to do that, and I'm searching for the restroom. Well, it's in the hallway, and it's a one stooler.
It's in the hallway next to the waiting room.
Yeah, everybody
Can see you walk in
but
and
they
see you walk
use
out.
they all use the same restroom.
Gotcha.
And I went in there, and I don't know if you've all seen Dumb and Dumber, but I had to go. It
Yeah.
was bad, but the worst part was I had to walk out of there,
Yes, you did.
and there's no spray.
Oh, they didn't provide spray.
There's no spray. It's just a room.
No. Well, see, this is definitely not my problem because mine didn't stink. so just so you know, so I went through.
Jesus Christ. There's no way.
I'm
You are
just-
a liar.
I'm just letting you know.
Lies, lies, lies. Your shit don't stink.
This one didn't. This process didn't. I'm just saying, mine normally does, but this process did not.
I don't believe you.
It was like water.
It didn't stink to you.
No.
Because a skunk can't smell his own scent.
Oh, I can smell.
No.
I
A
got a
skunk
sniff-
doesn't
I got
smell
a
his own
sniffer.
scent.
I got a sniffer.
Not on this one. Because I got to tell you, the looks on people's faces when I walked out of there, and I'm telling you, it was a restroom for all of them. I know that those girls had to go in there, those employees.
Right.
And I strolled out of there. I tried to keep myself together, and I walked in, and I'm sweating. The doctor comes in, they do their check, and
Did
I'm
you at
just,
least pay your bill, or did you just
Oh, yeah,
you
I
leave
totally-
without
no,
paying?
I paid the
You
bill.
gotta because that's something you might do.
No, no,
I gotta leave. I gotta go. Sir,
there was
you owe us $27 for the eye exam.
well,
The copay.
well, it was close to that because I was like, okay, we got to go. As his eyes look good, yep, they look. Any changes? Nope. Okay, we're ready to go. So
Yes.
we go out. She says we got to be checked out, and I says, what does that mean? You got to sit down over at this other desk, and I'm starting to sweat
Again.
and I'm thinking I can't go through this. So the girl sits down. I said, what do you need? And I said, you got enough contacts, don't you? He says no. I said, so
I
now.
love it.
So now I've got to sit there for a minute so that they can order contacts
Yes,
for him.
there we go.
So he can play baseball. I said, all right, so you get your contacts, and I'm sweating. And she says, okay, it was like $40 or something. I said, give me that back. And I says, we're good. You're going to mail them. She said, yeah, okay, I got to go. And I jetted out of there, and we jetted home, and I made it. Okay? That's what happened during the day. I didn't have an opportunity like you just to stay home from work. I still kept my responsibilities.
Oh, I couldn't go to work. I wouldn't have made the 45-minute drive.
That's how I felt. But I was
the eye
praying.
doctor's 10 minutes away.
I was praying.
Okay.
But you wanted to drag me to Dallas. Could you imagine if I had to ask you to stop?
I didn't want.
Would have you stopped if I asked you?
Depends on where we were.
I would have just wet my pants then.
So
I would have just
I didn't want
gone.
you to miss the opportunity to see one of your biggest fans.
And I get it, and I got to meet him. We
Yeah,
even bonded over an injury.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna go there to.
We both got
vision.
scarred.
Oh my God!
We did.
A fish touched my foot. Oh, so
It didn't touch my foot. It grabbed a hold of my leg. It left a mark on my
Shook you
leg.
like a rag doll. Is that what happened?
No.
Oh my God! Really?
His happened first,
Yes.
and then it happened to me.
And
And you accused me of, oh, you just want to be his friend.
like sharing injuries. What's going on?
The damn thing came right out of the water and got me. It got him, and then it got me.
And got nobody else. 15 people in the water.
Well, then it was your
just you two.
then it was your toenails
the
that
two
got a hold of
widest
me.
people on the planet, and the fish wants that.
I'm telling you, it was your toenails that scratched me and Tom. But I'm telling you right now, something got a hold of us.
Yes.
So if you want to admit to not trimming your toenails and you kicked me,
No.
then it was a fish.
No.
It was a total fish.
I know no fish that does this.
Well, you weren't. Did you look and see all
I'm
the
a
minnows
fish-
that were rolling
I'm
around?
a fisherman of men. I know no fish.
I don't even.
And matter of fact, I seen the injury that Tom keeps complaining about.
Yeah.
And it looks like a birthmark. So I can't even believe him.
Well, mine looks like somebody took a cigarette and put their cigarette out on me.
That's a birthmark.
That is not. I've never had it in my entire life
Your
until I
dad
got out of that
probably
damn
did that.
water. Put cigarettes out on me?
Yeah. And you forgot about
Well,
it.
he did it on my hands, but never
Now,
on my leg.
How do you probably don't remember.
I do remember. It happened to me out at that lake.
60 boats. 15 people per boat.
Yeah.
And you're the only two.
Well, maybe we were the only two that complained about it.
Oh. That's okay. Perfect. Thank you, sir. So
So maybe we're the only two that said something.
you're the only two sensitive ones. A fish touched me.
It didn't touch me. It scraped me. It took flesh. I have an abrasion.
You know that gills go backwards. They would.
It was the spiky
so
top.
He would have to be swimming backwards to scrape his gills.
It was the spiky top. He came in from the side and got me.
Yeah.
That's how it had to have been.
Okay. Well, you know what? I got nothing for you on this issue. I mean, unless you want to, Google what type of fish are in Possum Kingdom Lake, and you can show me a.
It was an
spiny-
alligator. It was an alligator gar. It had to be.
It had to be an
It
alligator.
had to be.
I got you.
They're vicious.
Now, your injury.
Yeah.
It's like a little prick, like with a needle.
It was a scrape.
Scrape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the size of a dime.
Same size as Tom's.
It was.
Because Tom's is a birthmark, and I think yours is a birthmark.
It
too.
is not. I was not born with this. This happened. I did not have this mark when I went to this place. I came home with it.
And it's funny how you couldn't find it when you were out there.
No,
you
I
didn't
saw
find
it.
it until you got home. So what'd you do when you get home? Did you go stand in front of the mirror naked and go, "Let me see if there's any new marks on here. I have all my marks memorized."
I do. I have a map of them.
You
But
did? Okay,
the
you
part where I
diagnosed,
where I
gotcha.
located it,
Uh-huh.
where I located it was when I got back on the boat and you put me up front because you had to put the big guy somewhere else because you're trying to make it so that
trying
the
to
damn
balance
boat,
the boat.
would-
Sure,
the boat
yeah.
wouldn't tip over.
Sure, yeah.
So you get me out there, but you deliberately put me up front because you knew damn well that the waves were going to splash over the whole time. And you sat back there and you laughed, didn't you? Did you not laugh?
Well, I just thought it was. Yes,
You laughed at me.
I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was gonna work that way. It just happened to be that way. But I mean,
So both you and Tom sat there and just chuckled at the big guy up front getting splashed.
Yes.
And where was your daughter? Hiding behind the big guy.
yeah.
Because he took all the water the whole way back. But I saw it then. But
Oh.
but if I said something, I would have had to stop the boat.
You've been shamed. Oh yeah.
Why?
I would just like I'm doing now.
You're not going to shame me. The stuff I've done in my life, you can't. There's no way possible. You can't do it. I do it to myself. You're not going to do anything to me that I haven't done to myself.
There you go.
Okay. But
So,
I'm telling
your
you, I
fake
got
injury-
wounded. It wasn't fake. It was a fish. It got me.
Okay, was it bleeding?
It was an abrasion. There was just broke the blood vessels and scraped it.
So it's like if you slid into second base with shorts on, and you have
A burn,
yes,
like a rug burn,
yes,
or a turf burn.
yes.
Well, no, this was not a burn. This was like it got me.
Yes.
It scraped me.
So the fish is swimming 80 miles an hour and brushed up against you, and took off.
Well, do you know how those fins are real sharp?
Yeah, gotcha.
They are.
I don't know.
He came in and he turned on me.
Yeah.
They had to have, because that's the only way this injury would have
Upside down.
happened. He turned on his
He
side.
did a barrel roll.
Probably did.
Yes.
Came right into me.
Gotcha.
It's just the only thing I can say is he asked Tom. Tom was there. He saw
Oh.
the whole thing.
You should have seen Tom jump. I don't think I'd seen Tom jump so high in my life. He jumped out of the water.
Yeah, he
and,
did.
And there was like space between his feet and the water when this thing supposedly touched him.
Well, he's never been in a lake in Texas. Probably terrified.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, rightfully so. You bring your really good friend, you throw him in some water.
Yep, you're welcome.
With a life jacket on like a diaper, so that you can float.
That's it.
Okay?
Congratulations.
So he does that, and it's probably something new to him. You know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So he goes along with it because he doesn't want to be humiliated.
Sure.
You know? So this happens to him, and then it happened to me, but I didn't jump out of the water. I said, "Oh my God, something just got me."
You and I are blood brothers.
So let's move on from this, because something happened to you. You decided that you were going to jump from the boat onto the lily pad.
Yeah, and I
No. You can't get away from this, because
No.
you shrilled.
You're right.
You shrilled like a small child who just lost his lollipop. When you leaped from the boat to the lily pad, your hat fell off and landed on the lily pad, but there was a generous person on the lily pad that just picked it up. But you didn't see that because you were in blind rage about losing your hat, thinking that this thing was going overboard. So you're flopping around with this huge orange diaper on, screaming at the top of your lungs, "My hat! My hat!"
Well, I didn't say my hat. I did not say
And
my
it
hat.
was extremely...
I never said my hat.
It was... Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I was there.
No, I can promise you I didn't say my hat. I don't wonder why. Because I didn't. I wanted you guys to have your moment. But I never said my hat because that's not what I thought I lost. I thought I lost my sunglasses.
Oh, no. You totally thought you lost your hat because you were hollering for your hat.
And then I realized that my sunglasses were still in my face, even though I was trying to find my...
Okay. So listen. After you got your hat, everything was fine.
Well, we got it done. I realized my glasses were still in my face.
Oh, yeah. You had them on your face. Yeah, you had your glasses on. So this rolling around on the lily pad
Yes.
thing was very shameful.
Yes.
You think me being attacked by an alligator gar, like I was, and your friend Tom,
Yeah.
we were actually brutalized by this alligator gar.
Yes.
And I understand why we would probably say something.
Yes.
But somebody to shrill, because you shrilled.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a shrill.
Yeah, it's okay. Damn.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But I didn't take your man card away. I just kind of
Well, I
sat there and
appreciate that.
I said, I cut him some slack.
Right.
I cut you some slack.
It was a good hat.
Yeah, it was a good hat. I give you that.
Okay.
It was a great hat.
Yeah.
So how are we doing here? What's our time like? What do we
don't
got
know.
going on? Oh, we got our guy up here. What do we
Did you
call
say
him?
his
again?
time is up?
What's our almost up?
What are we at?
38.
Oh, well,
38?
that's fine.
Well, we can shut down now.
Yeah,
we got our guy in the back now. He's supposedly kind of helping us out here.
Yep,
What are we
he-
calling him again?
He called
Jamie?
yeah, we call him a Jamie. He does all of our computer work.
Yeah,
and,
he's trying to
keeps
get
us
us on the
time.
right track.
Yep, and then he puts this together and he posts it for us.
Yeah, so hopefully
so
he can-
bunch of you guys can see it and share it.
Yeah, so that's really what we want to do is if you have any ideas for some stories, we did get a few requests here to start doing some movie lines. That was somebody asked for that. So we'll
really?
come up,
So,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I did. I got somebody to ask about movie lines.
That's funny because I did use a movie line in this podcast.
Oh, you did?
And I said it shook you like a rag doll.
And
if
I-
anybody knows the movie line, it's actually, but it's animation,
Okay.
If you know the movie, there you go. If you don't,
There
let
it
me
is.
know and I'll tell you about it later.
Yep, and I actually threw something out there for Dumb and Dumber. So if
There you go. There's your 2 movie lines you asked for. And I didn't even know I was supposed to do that. I was just making a comment.
it was that guy from California that asked that. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Well,
if-
he would definitely won't know
Oh,
those.
well, yeah.
They shook you like a rag doll. But he
yeah.
might know yours.
Well, hey, yeah, he might know mine, but it would be a
won't
challenge if he didn't know yours.
Yeah.
So if you like it, subscribe to it. Let us know what you think, and we're out.
Bye.